दर्शक नमस्कार। राष्ट्र विकासका लागि आर्थिक बहस यो बिजनेस टेलिभिजन र बिजनेस टेलिभिजनको विशेष प्रस्तुति बिटिभी विशेषमा यहाँलाई स्वागत छ। बिटिभी विशेषमा हामी विशेष व्यक्तिसँग विशेष सन्दर्भमा विशेष कुराकानी गर्ने गर्दछौँ र यसै क्रममा हामी आज एउटा छुट्टै प्रसङ्ग तपाईँलाई जोड्दैछौँ। अहिले नेपालमा जुन कपडाहरू सिलाइन्छ त्यसको एउटा कलात्मकता त्यसको इनोभेटिभ उन्नयन कतिको छ त्यो विषयमा खासै सरकारले पनि चासो राखेको छैन र निजी क्षेत्रले त्यसमा अलिकति केही गर्न खोजेका छन्। नेपाल कपडा तथा सिलाइ व्यवसाय केन्द्रीय समितिले चाहिँ अहिले एउटा काम गरेको छ जहाँ नेदरल्यान्डबाट एकजना ट्रेनर झिकाएर नेपाली कपडा सिलाउने जुन कारिगरहरू छन् उनीहरूलाई ट्रेनिङ दिइरहेको छ। यसै सन्दर्भमा हामी ट्रेनरको एउटा अन्तर्वार्ता लिँदैछौँ जहाँ उहाँले आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्सहरू सिलाउनु हुनेछ र उहाँले नयाँ प्याटर्न र प्याटर्न डेभलप गर्नुभएको छ। कपडा सिलाउँदाखेरि मास स्केलमा कसरी कपडाहरू तयार गर्ने, जहाँ हामीले इन्डिभिजुअली काट्दाखेरि धेरै समय लाग्छ भने मास स्केलमा मेसिनले काट्दाखेरि त्यसलाई कति छोटो समयमा काम गर्न सकिन्छ भनेर उहाँले नेपाली कारिगरहरूलाई ट्रेनिङ दिइरहनु भएको छ। यसै सन्दर्भमा हामी उहाँसँग कुराकानी गर्दैछौँ। हामी उहाँलाई स्वागत गर्छौँ। वेलकम टु बिजनेस टेलिभिजन सर।
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to know about your organization, PUM.
PUM is an organization who will send about 3,000 people all around the world. Each of them has their own skills. My skills is textile, garments, tailoring, pattern making. But other guys are doing waterway, roads, whatever, salt, pepper. They all specialized in their special fields. So about 2,000 people are sent out all over the world for PUM.
What's the purpose of sending the people like you to all over the world?
It's the purpose is actually to educate the poorer countries. We are so fortunate, we have everything in our countries, but the knowledge is very important. And because my children are doing completely different work, I would like to, and I did already for 2 years since I'm with pension, I'm 67. And I'm doing this for 2 years in all countries in the world. So every year I go 3 times 2 weeks somewhere, just to give my knowledge to other people.
It was your company, our organization, PUM has the worldwide network.
Yes, yes, but it's situated in Holland.
How many people are getting training from your peoples?
I think all around the world is thousands.
Why?
Because our people are sent to poorer countries and they educate thousands of other people. And like I'm also here, I'm training maybe 45 people, but that's not all. I mean, they are going to their shops and they're going to train their people as well. So it's a snowball effect.
Okay. And I'd like to know about your own experience as well. What did you do your young time, and you are now retired and you are working as a volunteer there in PUM?
Yeah. My grandfather was a tailor, pattern maker, designer and a manager. My father sent and I did the same. So I got my training, 5 years schooling, 2 years evening school, pattern making, tailoring and all that. And after that I started working in small companies. Later I started traveling the world and I worked for very, very big companies.
Now you are retired and you are working as a volunteer base and you are giving training to the developing countries, or you also visit to developed countries as well?
No, only the undeveloped countries, like Nepal, like Bangladesh, like Malaysia, Indonesia, Africa.
Okay.
Next month I go to Africa, to Ghana, to do the same story.
Okay. And how many people you did train abroad?
Here in Nepal?
No, the world.
Too many. I mean, since I'm retired, maybe 200.
200 people are getting trained from
Maybe more. Yeah.
Okay. And will you please tell me about the purpose of visiting Nepal at this moment?
Well, visiting Nepal is because of our local representative, Mr. Lajali, Mrs. Lajali. She got information from Nepal. She sent it to Holland, to the head office. Holland is looking in the maps, can we find somebody who can do this? There are not so many people, I must say. And so they asked me, and I said yes.
You came here
And then I came here.
for training.
Yeah.
And what kind of training you are giving to?
Well, mainly I educate these people how to make a proper pattern, because they are making patterns on fabric, on cloth, which is okay. I mean, I've looked many shops already in the 3 days I'm here, but you tend to make mistakes, because the pattern will never be every day the same. I mean, your hand, your tire, it's never the same. And if you have a basic pattern which fits more or less everybody in their size, if you are with one leg, you have a special tailor. That I understand. But if you have your size, my size, you can have a normal fit. So it's much more easy for the tailoring also.
Yeah, and you trained them to develop a new pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they can develop new pattern of dressing like short or.
Maybe not yet, but we are busy, and I still have what is Wednesday? I still have 2 days. So after 2 days they will know.
They will be able to develop their own pattern.
I think so, because they are clever people. They are good tailors, they are good pattern makers, but they do it a little bit in the old-fashioned way.
And you visited the tailoring, or we say corporate tailoring here in Kathmandu.
Yeah,
and how is the working pattern there? How innovative they are, and how innovative ideas they are using there?
Most of the shops I've seen, they are very well done, very well done. So I'm surprised actually, pleasantly surprised.
Is the efficiency good there?
Yes, yes, but they can do much more.
In comparison to Holland?
In Holland we don't have tailor shops, it's too expensive. One suit is 2,000 euros.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, nobody goes there, only the ministers and the very rich people. So we buy directly from the shop.
Oh, ready-made.
You look your ready-made garment, you take it on. If it's too long, they make it shorter, and you go.
That's why.
And that's different with this country.
That's why you are giving training to the globe so that they make the
Also,
and bring the ready-made
well,
product.
I'm trying to bring that over, you know. So who knows one day? You have to start somewhere.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. You go to the globe and you train the people and they make a fine product and you get there in Holland. Eh?
Yes, and then my heart is happy that I've done. My life is so fortunate. I've never, without money, I've never had a big problem. So the life for me is so good, so I must give something back to other people.
That's good. And how, in terms of the equipment, or the modern equipment we say, what type of equipment they are using to develop a pattern, to cut the fabrics and other things in Nepal?
Actually, they have everything. They only don't use a pattern, that's all. They have everything. They have good fabrics, they have good interlinings, they have everything. There's no shortage of nothing. The only thing is they should have better machines. It's still very poor, you know. If you look in the streets, you see these very old machines. It's a poor country, but still it can be a little bit better. Even this one is better than most of the machines here in Nepal. And this is 40 years old.
40 years old.
It was donated by somebody who was, his grandson was married to a Nepalese lady. So he wanted me, this machine, to bring to Nepal and give it to one of these people.
Okay. And in the course of training, you trained to around 35 people.
Yes.
How is their capacity? Can they grab the information you give immediately? Or how they do it?
Because Nepalese is a different language, but the tailoring and the pattern making is the same language. When I do something on the pattern or on the tailoring, they know immediately what I mean, because it's the same language. So it's very easy for them to understand what I'm doing. I can even go to China and show the Chinese people. I don't speak Chinese.
Okay.
So
That's the professional language.
yeah, that's a language we all understand.
And you have visited many of the countries.
I've been all over the world except America.
Okay, you have been all over the world. How is the condition of tailoring industry in Nepal in comparison to other countries?
Well, the tailoring in general looks fine. Maybe I'm fortunate that I went to the better places, but I've seen worse places. In my last visit to Nepal, I was also here in February, just before the earthquake. I left, and then I saw tailoring places I wouldn't like to make a trouser in. It's very bad, very dirty, and it looks not good.
No.
So there is a difference.
Yeah, okay. In terms of industrialization, how is the tailoring industry in Nepal in comparison to other countries you visited?
I think it's good. It's one of the better countries for tailoring.
Suppose if you classify them A, B, C, D, which category it falls?
What I've seen so far, I would say it's category A. It's very good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's high standard. Even your jacket, it looks fantastic. It's well made.
Okay, can you show us your pattern building or something, elaborate about this?
Some patterns from Holland, which I already made at home. That was more easy to explain to them. This is all made by only 3 tools: scissor, notcher, and some rulers. And from there we start making the garment, the pattern. Then you, of course, you try your pattern out. If it's okay, you can make 20,000 pieces. So easy is that.
What's the pattern about here?
This is a suit of a jacket from, yeah, there are so many things here. This is a sleeve, belongs to this same pattern. My patterns are a little bit different than the patterns they make here. Because here they make this sleeve a little bit shorter. So in other words, you see the seam here. And my seam is going inside. It's just a little trick, but it's nothing special. But in general, their patterns are more or less the same. It's just that we are very precise. All these notches will fit. You know, it's a different view. And what they do here, they start, when I make a pattern, I make a marker. So I put one pattern here, one pattern there, one pattern there, and then I have very little waste. What they do here, they just cut, and they have still waste. And yeah, that's a pity.
And your pattern teaches this trainees to save clothes as well?
Not yet. That's too much in 1 week.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but it's too much in 1 week. I mean, we are making jackets, we're making trousers, we're making ladies' jackets. We have made so many patterns. I cannot do this in 1 week. So maybe next week. Yeah.
Your government is funding PUM.
Yeah.
To,
among other things, but also fun.
Yeah. To educate other people in the globe.
Yeah.
In different skills.
That's right.
So what do you think the Nepal government should, or the government of developing countries should do to enhance or to develop the capacity of some trade and other things?
But they do already. I mean, PUM is very, very, very big. They are so big you cannot believe it. They do any field. So they actually pay for my trip. So in fact, my government is paying for my trip up to Kathmandu. From Kathmandu, I'm in the hands of these people. They have to pay for my food, my sleep, my hotel. And sometimes it's a very poor hotel because they don't have the money. Like in Ghana, it's very, very bad. I sleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
And in other countries like Indonesia is very nice. Ghana is very poor. Nepal is okay.
What should Nepal government or the other government should do to build the capacity of such trainees?
Well, they should actually open some school, because schooling is the beginning of all education. If the people are going to school, in the end, they will make some money later.
Well, we need to start training school.
Yes. But this association now, this tailoring association, also asked me for some machines so they can do some training later when they have an apartment or whatever, like a schooling place. So they asked me, please ask PUM to donate some money, which I arranged for another company I did here they got 3,500 euros. And they asked me here for 1,000 for some machinery. So I will try my utmost to get it right, because the money again comes from the government.
Okay, and is there any possibility of tying up to have the training and exchange of the manpower?
Yes, we do.
Between your training association and PUM?
Yes, we do, but not in my trade, because we have no trade in Europe anymore. All trade is gone to the cheaper countries, China, for instance. So we don't have tailoring anymore. So I cannot bring one of these guys, which we normally do, to Holland, and PUM is paying for that. There is nothing to see. You have to go to China, or India, or other places, but not to Europe. Europe is no production country anymore. We are only developing things.
That consumer only.
We take the things, we bring it to China, China is making it, it comes back, and we buy it cheap. That's what we want, buy cheap.
Buy cheap.
Yes.
Better to give training in their home country.
Yeah, well we do, but in a different way.
Okay, so thank you very much. And would you please tell me something about the potentiality of Nepalese workers? Like we have already said, that the possibility in Europe and in other countries like ASEAN and in the domestic field as well.
Yeah, what I find very annoying in this country, but this is too bad. This is because of the poor country. The lights are very bad for the workers. I mean, if you're 50 years old, you cannot see nothing anymore. That is what I would like to improve. What I've seen in their places, from this association, it's more or less okay. But what I've seen in other places on the street is very bad. And this is in general, this is not only garments, it's everywhere. People are really looking like this, you know, strange.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.
दर्शक हामीले रोनाल्ड डन्ससँग कुरा गऱ्यौँ। उहाँ चाहिँ नेदरल्यान्डको एउटा सिनियर एक्सपर्ट हुनुहुन्छ र अहिले नेपाल कपडा तथा सिलाइ व्यवसायी सङ्घको केन्द्रीय समितिले जुन ट्रेनिङ गरेको थियो त्यो ट्रेनिङ दिनको लागि नेपाल आउनुभएको थियो। उहाँ चाहिँ पुम भन्ने संस्थासँग आबद्ध हुनुहुन्छ र पुमले विश्वभरमा रहेका यस्तै कामदारहरू अथवा चाहिँ त्यो क्षेत्रका कारिगरहरूको लागि ट्रेनिङ दिने गरेको छौँ। हामी यस विषयमा थप कुराकानी गर्नेछौँ नेपाल कपडा तथा सिलाइ व्यवसायी सङ्घ केन्द्रीय समितिका अध्यक्ष सुरज भट्टाचार्यसँग।